think that worked. That's all good and lovely. Camera's a bit off, but there we go. Hidden things, that's fine, no one's paying attention. Good afternoon, good afternoon, good afternoon, good afternoon, only just everybody. Welcome to Light Bite. This is my weekly little show where we do something silly. Not necessarily silly, but something chill. Probably a bit too loud. Put it down, tell me if I'm wrong, don't know. That should be all good. Everything's there the way it should be. There, okay, I think we're all good. Right, so new setup, trying a lot of new things. So let's see how this goes. My name's Cennamo-Smith. I am an author of crime, fantasy, horror, thriller, giallo, as they say in Italia, kind of thing. So that's what I do. This is my weekly stream where I do something semi-book related. The last couple of streams have been about designing a new book cover for an upcoming novella series or an episodic series which is going live on Patreon. That's the point. I'm terrible at plugging. So yeah, I'll do my best at the end. But yeah, if you like that sort of thing, there's some links down in the description below. Have at it. It's great fun. What we're going to be doing today, if you can't tell by the little burger dude down there, is we're going to be having some fun making a Burger Man. Burger Man is an amazing superhero. That's going to be a problem. Can I move you my way? You can go down there, that's fine. Maybe not down there, maybe no. I need a bigger screen. Small, who knows? Anyway, yeah, so this lovely burger, I will say right immediately now, I can claim absolutely no ownership over that below. That is the work of the amazing Jake Parker. If you're not familiar with him, I'll put a link to his Instagram or website in the description. I should have done that before. This was quickly set up. It's been a very busy week. Oh, it's creaky. Yeah. I absolutely love his work, love the things he does. Big fan of Inktober, used to take part back in the day when I had time to draw. But what I love about these little things is the fast food kind of burger guys. And so what we're going to be doing today, he says, hopefully, go there. I mean, I've got to open my own reference image. We're going to be making this Burger Man in 3D. Yeah, this dude. We're going to be making him in just... No? There we go. Okay. So, I've said before, with all of my videos, this is by no means a tutorial. I should probably do a thing to look when I'm going live. Oh, again, I'm so bad at this. I'm learning every day, and I'm learning that much terrible at it. Promising myself, right, let's get down to it. This is what we're going to do. So we got a Burger Man. You can see him down there, he's on my screen over here. So that's all good, yeah. We've got some chill tunes today as well, just kind of relax things a little bit and make things a bit easier. So, first things first, we are going to be making Burger Man. So, probably should start with the buns, probably the easiest thing to begin with, isn't it? And you may notice I'm starting with a cube. I like cubes, cubes are easy, cubes are the easiest thing in the world to manipulate. So, again, this is not, by no stretch of the imagination, this is not going to be a tutorial, so please do not follow this thinking you're going to learn something useful. You might, but I highly doubt it. You know what, in this instance, again, say, this is normally the sort of thing I do just chill on my own. But so there's no distractions and no kind of pressure of wondering if people are watching and judging. Yeah. Drop that down to 80, make it a bit smoother. So right, we need a big bun, because then all of that stuff's going to go in the middle. So. years ago, and the goal is we're going to make this burger man here, then we're going to make our own little dude, hopefully, and we're going to see if we can get put a little animation together of the two knocking 7 bells out of each other. We start off very low poly, we put the details in afterwards. That should be alright. Let's reroute it all the way up. Flatten it out afterwards. Let's round it all the way. Okay, so we got the top one. Start. So all the stuff is pretty. The benefit of it being robotic is it doesn't need to look perfect, it just needs to look fun. So, and metallic and fun are two very easy things to do. So right now we need a automator, learning disabilities. Just about, let's make it a little bit bigger, more pronounced. Put a cap on it. 2 caps. We want it to be thin, but we don't want it to be too much. We can shift it around a little bit. There's a good chance that I can disappear and open the door because I'm an absolute fool that I am, as in right now. I will be back. I probably should make a holding screen at some point, but I will be back because I thought I ordered my food an hour ago and I didn't. I ordered 20 minutes ago. So, I'll be back. And he returns as if nothing's happened. I'm not going to make you suffer watching me eat, though that would be cruel and weird. And I'm not that kind of streamer. I'm sure there are streamers that do that, but to each their own. Right, now we need a slice of cheese. Speaking of slice of cheese, how has everybody's week been? What has everybody been up to? Give me details, give me gossip. I am genuinely curious. Go get your good old slice of American cheese. Actually, I'm going to do something. I want this to be a bit more being kinky. Kinky's really the wrong word. Let's cut those down to 10 by 10. Let's scale that down to just this. We're not going to make this thing exactly 1 because that'll be pushing a bit, but we're doing it inspired by. What we're going to do is I'm going to select all of those, points, and I'm going to crumble them. That's enough. That's going to look nice. Kind of dentity metal. Dentity. These are all technical terms. I assure you. 50 up. There we go. Something a little bit thicker. Yeah, this is meant to be metal sheet, isn't it? So, right now we still want to round the edges off because we're not monsters. Okay. Yep. messed up cheese. It's going to sit nicely in that burger. I might even make it melt off a little bit later. There we go. Chill beats animation, that's what you can expect from me. Right, okay, so that is an important thing that we should be doing always. Bun top. You're going to learn that I don't actually have to spell here. I did that backwards, that's it. That's the cheese grommet. It's a cracking Wensleydale. See, that's why you name things, and then you can hierarchy them. So this all goes together. You're all going to stay inside the top. So I can move you if I need to. Right. No, we need this just a little bit, and because we're going to do something, we need to make these the eyes. Again, we need a bun, not a bun, a cylinder to make a nice thick patty. It's thick enough to fit some eyes in, so this is going to be a full, like, half-pound burger. Just not quite coming out under the cheese or my eyes, so they need just there like that. Still going to make this 18 to keep it in sync. Little cap here as well, so let's give it 50. Okie dokie. Right, this is going to be the meat. Okay, and right now we don't need to see you. What we do need is we're going to start getting robotic. There's some nice little, I keep saying nice little, and it's hopefully going to be relatively larger than that. Let's angle them slightly as well, because why not? So that should be fine. We're gonna push into there, like they're coming through. Right, that's fine, which means on this meat I'm going to rotate it. Oh, what is? Far too complicated for myself. So it needs to go into meat, so we can make sure you're at the right height, so you're going straight through exactly. Right, what we're going to do here is we are going to directly snip this little buddy in half. Because why not? Hey, Faz Flame, how are you, sir? Adam, I've never asked. I apologise, so feel free to let me know, but how are you in general? Hand wave. We're definitely doing something a bit different today. But we finished the book cover last time, so I needed something new to make this interesting. You're not going to do that for me, are you? Oh well. That's what I have to do it myself. Not too exciting a week for you. Well, that's good. So sometimes you need a nice chill week. Today, if you can see the little burger man on screen, we are making a little piece inspired by the lovely work of Jake Parker, who is a fantastic artist. I think I love the stuff he's. Apparently, there's some controversy about this. Depending on who you ask, he is potentially the person who invented Inktober, but apparently that is up for debate, as there are lots of people claiming they have. So what we are doing is going to make that bit a little bigger. Is we are making a piece of work inspired by the Burger Man that you can see down below, because well, we finished the book cover, and I don't think making you watch me write for several weeks is going to be that entertaining unless you're really into that sort of thing. But so what we're doing is making this a little bit robotic is the plan. As I mentioned, don't do that. As I mentioned in other streams, I am actually an animator by trade. So this is the sort of thing I used to do for fun and work. The writing's kind of a side hustle. Yeah. So do you mind if I ask fast? Because I never have. I always say good afternoon, sir, because I address everybody as sir until proven otherwise. But how would you prefer to be addressed? Do you have a preference? I'll just call you Flaz. Go away. Don't really need that there anymore. I also don't like that kink, so let's just remove it. Ooh. Flazy or flame, whatever rolls better on your tongue. Flazy. Nice. Cool. Flazy it is. Easy to remember. Shifty, come here. Right, there we go. Or maybe even viewer. Well, you do address me every day as streamer, every week as streamer, so that makes sense. There we go. Okay, let's turn that off then. There we go. Let's roll that out a little bit. We're going to round off this. How is your space opera going? A question that's not asked enough in this world. So there we go. Oh, crunch, crunch, crunch. Easy. It's like you're giving me tongue twisters now. Flazy, flaz, or flazy, fleazy does it. Right. Burger eyes. That's what we're doing. Burger eyes. Right. This is the. No, I need polygons. So this bit's nice and easy because it doesn't need to look. Nope, I don't need. Ah, that's where I've been going wrong. Oh dear. Oh. That's a problem for another day. To make this look somewhat robotic, which is relatively easy just by pulling it back and forth. And back and forth. some semi-robotic looking eye, which I can put a little glass lid over at a later date, and then for the sake of keeping everything nice and rounded. Oh, nothing's connected. Let's try again. There we go. Right. Now we've got half a bun. So we need the other half. That's not even a bun, that's a burger. No, wrong way. YZ, there we go. Optimize, the cylinder we can adjust for the ease of making things simple. Cylinder. Oh, wait, where's my meat? Oh no. Oh. Yeah. Well, you should be on the other side, facing the other way. No, I think it's supposed to rise, but can't. Everything goes smoothly, as writing it can be, yeah, feel that. There's the occasional wishing to bang my head into a wall at moments, but otherwise overall good, yeah. Again, 100% feel all of that. It's a very familiar footing to be on. Right. So I was finishing off my current series yesterday in my local cafe, because I find it really difficult to write at home because, well, there is too many distractions, primarily at the moment, Monster Hunter. So it also doesn't help when you are about to start a stream and your mate gives you a text saying, "Hi, you want to go for a hunt?" And yes, I do. Well, I got stuff to do, man. Right. Okie dokie. This is going to be one of those rare occasions where we need to keep everything very high and polygonal, because we need nice fun. Yeah. So I had my entire day yesterday was spent kind of almost staring at an entire session going, I'm not sure how to get out of this scene. I think we might be in a little bit of trouble here. Okay. That might look like a lot of things, but what you need to remember is I don't know what I'm doing. Chapters to ensure that characters are empty. The speaking this book's are. Yeah. Again, very, very familiar with absolutely all of that. Yeah, it's a process. You have to. You get at some point. You get very heavily into the moment of trust the process, and you just have to hope that some part of you knows what it's doing. Do with you in a moment. This to be the same height as this one, but not the same position. So there we go. That drops everything quite nicely. And I think just delete you. You're not needed. Don't know why you're even there. Disgraceful behaviour. What are you playing at? Decision yesterday to decide who exactly I'm going to kill off in my series, because because somebody needs to die. But at this point, it's actually more deciding who gets to live. It's that level of chaos that we've reached. Oh, the grid's annoying me again. It never used to annoy me until I removed it. Where's one of the guys? Where's the... One of these says grid. There you are. Yeah. Not in the slightest. You are by far and away not the only one who feels like that on a probably quite regular basis. I have entire sections where I have just full on removed a chapter. Just gone, nope, don't like it, start again. Here we go. It's like, sometimes just gotta be done. Where's the front? There we go. Come on, Nicholas, act like you know what you're doing. You are actually a professional, contrary to popular belief. This is what you do for a living, man. Here we go. This is what we're going to start cutting things out of this gentleman here. So, how big are you? What's your radius? What is it? I see. What I could do, thinking this out like a logical human being, is you've got a burger bun top. All you need to do for that top, nope, is flip it, drop it down, and because burger buns do not, the bottom is usually not as round as the top, what you get to do is I really want it to be around here, I think. Lift that. And then what we do is we get everything apart from that. Sure, I like that. Oh, sorry. Hope you finish my editing this month. Maybe again more the general cleanup rather than dismantling everything and making it better type of editing. Yeah. One last time. Trying to find typos. Oh yeah. Typos are a pain because you don't, unless you're reading it word by word by word. It doesn't always want to play ball, and because your eyes, I don't like that, we're going to get rid of that. Your eyes will not always notice a typo because your brain will fill in the word that you know needs to be there. Let's try this again. So I received my edited draft back from my lovely editor about 3 weeks ago, and I've not had time to open it because I've been trying to get a lot of other things ready. I could argue then, how do I have time to stream? That's because I like you people. I like being here. This is my chill time. I am choosing to do this stream instead of playing Monster Hunter World. I hope you appreciate that. So that is burger body. Now we get into the fun thing of trying to make those legs vertical appearing and just real. One because it's disappearing behind it. Where's it? It disappears. Yeah. So we're doing limbs now. It's working the way it should. I'm trying to make this stream look a little bit more professional. The end of the year, which would make the true writing time of my book a year and a half. Yeah, that sounds about right. Not gonna lie, depending on how long your book is, that definitely sounds about right. I think my first book took just over a year and a half, and then strangely, the more I write, the quicker they come. Despite the fact that the amount of time I get to write isn't any quicker, but it's just like getting used to the flow. I think again, this is just my experience of it. I think you get used to the flow and the feel, and you start to work out how things actually go together, and you find yourself not second guessing so often. Right, so we have our, for the basics at the very least, I think those eyes are too close together. They need to be. And what we're going to do is we're going to turn you off. We are going to say bye to you. And we're going to just rotate. I think that's. So you start to question how some of these people are actually producing the books, or without being derogatory towards anybody, if they are producing their books. The number of people that are just going to these AI writing programs and pumping them out is upsetting, especially if they're not necessarily a new artist, but somebody who doesn't have much of a following, like isn't someone out there like. So I've seen the interview with Stephen King where he says Stephen King pumps out a ridiculous number of books, like scary number of books every year under multiple pseudonyms. And I saw an interview with him and George R. R. Martin where he says Stephen King claims to, I'm sure he does, write 6 pages a day whether they're good or not, and that's his goal, just to get 6 pages out. And yeah, if you are Stephen King and you have time to sit there and pump out X number of pages every week, every day, good on you, you got the time. But yeah, then there you got to question how some people are actually doing it. Let's just make this easy again and replace the instance. Yeah, I can imagine if you're getting an AI system to write all of your books for you, it is happening in absolutely no time at all. That's all. Does it look a bit too derpy now? Bit too derpy. Looks like he's wearing a top. Looks like he's wearing a damn top hat. That's fine. Now let's, before we go on to limbs, let's just kind of not mess this up a little bit, but make it a bit more. No, that's the wrong key. That's why that's not working. Let's make this look a little bit more robotic and machine-like. This isn't an exact copy of Mr. Parker's work. This is an homage, if you will. Yeah. short stories are definitely a nice way of keeping still on it, but having a break from everything. That's why, like, between books, during books, whilst I'm doing everything, I've been doing, I say, my little episodic things that come out every month. If you're curious, Patreon link below. Scrolling by. At some point, there's also a Substack where a story comes out every month, last Monday of the month. So I've got a few weeks left before I have to worry about that. Yeah, those are always a bit bizarre and different and fun. I know what we're going to do for the back, because we can't see the back, but have some fun. We're just going to pull out this panel here. Absolutely zero that out, and just push it back. A little console panel there. With buttons all. Uniform now. Ooh, that's horrific. Maybe 45, 20, I don't know, 60. That's better. It'll look better when it's actually done. Right. Means something. Are you not all correct? No, there we go. That's what that wasn't right. That's better. Yeah. I say, how different would space opera be from? The only difference between fantasy and sci-fi, as far as I can tell, is that the swords glow in one and they shine and they buzz in the other. All fantasy, all sci-fi is fantasy in space, and I say that as somebody who loves both sci-fi and fantasy. Right, okie dokie. We're going to start to work on the arms now, I think. So we've got to make these look a little bit more. Make him into a nice little robot. Plus Z. There we go. So it's going to come out of here. So it comes just out of there, just out the side of his head. Oh, I can't. That hurts my eyes working like that. There we go. Give me minimal colour. What's going on? So the worst thing I found about writing fantasy so far is when you're writing, you think of something, you think, oh, that'll be good, you put it all together, and then at some point your brain goes, right, that's all done, and that's nonsense, so I don't need to remember it. And then you kind of have to go back and reference it, like, oh crap, I should have been keeping like a lore document somewhere. I mean, I'm going to point this shameless brag. This lovely thing right here is a map of my world that I drew, coloured, and had made, or printed rather, purely because I kept forgetting where things were and where countries were. So now I can just turn around and go, ah, you're over there. It's going to take X amount of time to get there because this is to scale, and there's a key and legend and everything, so I can actually work out where things are, how long it takes. Because, as phrased by Brendan Lee Mulligan, fantasy is bad with time. That everything happens thousands and thousands and thousands of years apart without thinking about what happens between those thousands of years. Sorry, Mr. Tolkien, I love your work, but if you think about just the natural progression of history, 1,000 years ago, we were... What year what year is it? It's 2000. 1,000 years ago we were like, semi-middle ages, so swords, shields, yada yada, all of that kind of nonsense. Now, 1,000 years later, we have cars and planes and we can fly, whereas everything 1,000 years ago would have been thought to have been magic if we could do any of these things, or weird demonic stuff. Whereas if you look in like fantasy and Tolkien styles of writing, 1,000 years ago you had this battle, then 1,000 years later nothing has changed. The world hasn't progressed in any way, not because you're in harmony, just because you wanted things to sound distant and far off, or because elves have no concept of time, which is also funny. Complex character development, world progression, tension, world building, spectacle, consistency, action, battle fix. Same could be said for fantasy. Sorry, Flats, you were saying? This is sitting on my desk. Yeah. Yeah. Feel you. Absolutely feel you. That being said, that the other thing sitting on my desk is this. Yeah, I have Egyptian gods and Shang-Tzu the Art of War sitting on my desk. Along with Call of Cthulhu, which I will, at some point in my life, finish, I promise. I have been reading that book for over a year because I have very little time to actually read. Oh yeah, we were making it, we were just complaining about pants now. Or we're just doing a chatting stream, that could also be fun. Right, we're going to try and copy this entirely off of one arm because I really can't see this arm. Mr. Parker, why did you make this only one-dimensional? Or two-dimensional? This does not have to function because we can cheat. And if we do it well, you won't notice. Scene, unless you're doing a kind of Transformers style sequence, pardon me, you're really not going to notice 90% of the movements, and I'm pretty sure even if you watch Transformers, you're not going to notice 90% of the actual movements. You're only going to see the bit that they're telling you to focus on, because a lot of that stuff is glitching through itself, and in itself it's impressive, but it's not accurate, but it doesn't need to be because it just looks good. People will forgive you anything if you look good. Look at 90% of celebrities. I think the art of war. As I was saying, it's although yeah, it's good for kind of I fancy about it. It's also just as a good kind of guide setup because yeah, the only what's the real difference between a real war and a space war is that one involves gravity and the other does not. Or you're just more three-dimensional. You're playing 3D chess in a space war, whereas you're only playing 2D chess on a land war. It's the easiest way I can think to describe it. I need to make that bigger, I think. This is going to be shoulder plates. Plus X. Is the music level alright since you're there? So I don't want it to be too definite, but I didn't want the stream to be completely silent. I wanted a nice kind of chill sort of vibe. This is where we can start having some fun, because nothing in this section is going to move, but it needs to look good. So that's for the sake of the setting. This is arm length. There we go. That's the arm. That's where we can start putting things on and start making it look funkier. It's also a bit too thick, I think, so I'm going to knock that back just a little. There we go. Right, okie dokie. So we've got, first things first, we're just going to start putting stuff on this and making it look. What are you? Okay, you are. Vent. Burger King is looking good. Burger Knight, yeah. He could be king, who knows? He who pulls the chip from the plate is the one true king of England. It's more like a baseball bat though, now that I think about it. Either way, swing the mighty chip. Right, okay, now we're going to start. This is the upper arms, the anatomy. Shoulder joint, upper arm. One second, all of these, let's tidy you up and put you all in there and minimize you so I've not got as much to do with. So there we go. Everything fits nicely inside a burger bun. Okay, now we need this arm. This is upper arm, this is cylinder. Wait a second, shoulder joint, there we go. Let's just, for the sake of. Just a wee bit more. There we go. Okie dokie. Now we're going to just start knocking bits together. Let's see how it all looks. I say it doesn't need to actually function or do anything. It just needs to look good and look like it's robotic. So all of these things are going to be superfluous when the Burger Knights, Sir Ronald Muck, is beating 5 bells out of, having 5 bells beaten out of him by our contender, which I'm debating making a KFC Barbarian. So I think that'd be funny. Just wielding a massive drumstick. Or should it be McDonald's versus Burger King? Actually, that can be a scene. There we go. There we go. We've got this. So this is what we're going to be working towards across these streams. Now we're going to have the Burger Knight, Sir Ronald Muck, fighting off General Sanders for the amusement in the Colosseum of the Burger King. There we go. With Queen Wendy sat behind him. Just gonna. No, we're not making that into a short story, Nicholas. Calm down. We're not doing that level of nonsense today, at least. Right. Okay. So, grab that point. There we go. We need this to be a nice kind of shoulder plate going up there. To come round, we need only 18, and then what we're going to do is we're going to cut most of it away. No, I need to keep that bit, don't I? Actually, no, I don't. Let's get rid of you. How far down does that come? Yeah, that should be fine. Tighten it up a little bit, make it a wee bit bigger. go. Nice and chunk. Then we can 2. Make that a little bit more defined. Make sure we turn off caps this time. I forgot to do that last time. Pronounced. Okay, that should be fine. And then let's just round these off. Let's see what I'm doing. This is, oh god, there is so much romance novels out there. Is a huge surgence lately of romance. We say romance, most of it is softcore porn, and I entirely blame 50 Shades of Grey for that, which therefore means I entirely blame Twilight for 50 Shades of Grey. Nothing good came out of Twilight. Absolutely nothing. There we go. That's a nice little shoulder plate. Turn it off. And that's going to sit. Well, that's going to. I think I might need to rig that in a way that makes it look better than it does. Shoulder plate. That's going to need to do a thing, I think. But we'll deal with that at a later date. We want that to be there so that when, because I think it'll be fun. And again, ooh, if shoulder plate, we go inside upper arm. If when this comes down, shoulder plate stays up, which means shoulder plate's going to have to actually be parented to shoulder joints in a different location. You don't need to be pinned there, so that when upper arm still goes into upper arm. If we just actually, to make life so much easier, if we just pin shoulder arm to that point, that rotation, we can put it down, then that can stay in place. But we need to link it there with something. Right. Okay, thoughts are happening, ideas are occurring. We don't need burger top. We need you. You're such a romance writer. Fair enough. That's fine. I absolutely take no offence. I'm not a romance writer. I'd give it a crack if somebody actually asked me to, but it's not anything that's been requested or sought after, and I enjoy my fantasy. I feel, especially after things like Game of Thrones and whatnot, people are expecting fantasy to have more romantic elements than it needs to, in my opinion. And because they call them romance and whatever, but they're mostly. I don't know. Okay, it would be derogatory to say they're mostly. The things I have seen, and from other authors and author pages, and especially particularly from romance writers, is it's just word porn. It's just absolute smut. But they're aware of it because they refer to themselves as spicy authors. So if you're aware that what you write is smut, you cannot get offended when people point out that it is smut, in my opinion. I'll block that down there. Right, that is going to fit nicely, and there we go, we've got our shoulder pad. Yeah. Oh no, because that's going to reach up. absolutely undo all of that for the sake of making life easier later. We can deal with that at another time. Have you not heard that term before? Yeah, I've seen them referred to as spicy authors. Which, fine, sure, whatever, floats your boat. Just really trying to faff with this and make it look positioned now. I think I might need to. Plus 50, there we go. So 1, 2, minus 50. Ooh. See, math is important, kids. This just to make that turn a little smoother. And 1, there we go. That should be okay. Let's just put some more stuff on the actual arm, because that's the shoulder plate, and I've not even gotten onto the arm itself, which needs its own armor plates. I've also genuinely seen reviews of books that are not romance novels by any stretch of the imagination, not trying to be, not claiming to be, and then the reviews complaining that there's like no smut or romance elements to it. I'm just going to keep saying romance very loosely. As not every book needs to have gratuitous sex scenes in it. Sorry to burst many a bubble. A lot of books don't need them. A lot of books aren't aimed at people that want to read all of that stuff. It's okay for a book to have romantic elements in it. It's okay for if that's what you want. If that's what you want to read, then great. But some people don't want to read that. Some people don't enjoy reading romantic stuff or smart. So maybe there needs to be books for everybody. Would you be happy if a toddler picked up, or a child picked up your book, and because they thought it was a nice fantasy, and turns out 10 minutes in, somebody's going absolutely ham on the king and or queen, because, you know, Game of Thrones. Absolutely ham is a horrible way to describe that. Oh, my poor wife. We want some more cylinders, just because cylinders reek of. Clip there. There we go. I think that's right. I'm going to absolutely barrel this boy's arms, literally and figuratively. There's something going on, and then back here all we can do is oh no, you're not a sketch. Where's the sketch? There we go. The 1, 2. Yeah, so again, that is perfectly fine. There will be people that absolutely would love that and want to read that. So yeah, we need diversity in writing. We need, and I'm not just talking about diversity in the way people normally talk about diversity. I mean, we need different types of writing, different books, different genres, different styles. We need more and more and more and more and more. We need more cowbell. There we go. Just for the sake of absolutely having those there. Can we treat? I don't want to have too many things going on in this, because the more things I have to do, the more objects I have to separate out, and I don't really want to do that. Yeah, fair enough. Probably would. Probably wouldn't. You probably feel out of place and question and unwelcome. So yeah, not everything needs romance. Not everything needs spice. Not everybody likes vindaloo. Some people like korma. There we go. And that's good enough to look like something going on at a brief glance when that arm swings in one particular direction. We don't need caps because they're not going to be seen and they're going into the arm. So, boom, see, into the upper arm you go. This will all be coloured and these will all be kind of hopefully sketchy style. I've just read it's 1 o'clock and I've overrun. Oh, we shall leave Burger Boy here for now. I might do some more work on him if I have any free time. What is free time? Yeah, I'm gonna go have my lunch. I'm gonna start or move on to the next thing I need to be doing. So thank you for coming, thank you for watching. This has been a peculiar stream. We're getting used to some new things. We're going to try some new things around. So before, my name is Cennamo-Smith. I am an author of fantasy, crime, thriller. I have a Patreon below. If you would like to support me there, that would be great. You get loads of free stuff there as well. So you get weekly episodes of a short story, weekly episodes of a novella, monthly short stories, access to all of my ebooks if you actually subscribe to that. Every Friday I'm here, 12 o'clock UK time. We've just moved into British summer time, so I believe that's UTC +1 we're on now, if that means anything to you. But yeah, thank you for stopping by. Tell your friends about me. Pick up a book, read a short story. There are links and links and links. They are scrolling along the bottom. Easiest way to find all of my stuff is on Instagram. That's Instagram at Nick Cennamo-Smith. Name is below as well. You can find updates and everything. And Patreon is if you want to show me extra support and get your hands on some lovely goodies. That is all for now. I hope you have a lovely week, and I shall see you next Friday. TTFN.